Welcome back, friends. As usual, I'm super excited to see you here. If we are meeting for the first time, I'm Uma Shankar Pandey and this is the Dr. USP channel. I host explainer videos on media, communication, statistics and research on this channel. I urge you to consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated with the latest videos here. Semiotics, the study of science, is extremely important to study media, culture and everyday life. Let's find out more about semiotics in this video. Semiotics is the study of signs, symbols and signification. It studies how meaning is created, not what the meaning is. Semiotics as an interdisciplinary field of study emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This new science was proposed in the early 1900s by Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure and independently by American philosopher Charles Sanders Peirce. Semiotics is the study of any medium or a genre as a science system. It is a theoretical approach to communication and its aim is to establish widely applicable principles. Semioticians refer to films, television and radio programs, advertising posters and other such things as texts. According to Saussure, a word is a signifier and the object it represents is the signified. A sign is produced when these two elements are brought together. For example, the word CAT represents our four-legged friend. In other languages, it might not represent the same animal. However, the relation between the word CAT and the object cat is arbitrary and defined by language. It is known only to those who know this language. If we name the cat meow meow or the gun as bang bang, then the words might imitate the things they represent. They are known as onomatopoeic words. All that is necessary for any language to exist is an agreement amongst a group of people that one thing will stand for another. These agreements can be made quite independently of agreements in other communities. Such communities are known as linguistic communities. We'll now discuss Peirce's sign theory. Peirce describes the signifier as the representamen, the form which the sign takes. He describes the signified as an interpretant, the sense made of the sign, and he introduces a third dimension, an object to which the sign refers. All the 9 symbols in this diagram represent the no smoking sign. However, these two signs will only be clear to those who know the language. This will be clear to those who know that this represents the human lung. This will be understood by those who know the background story of this sign. We'll now discuss the concepts of icon, index and symbol proposed by Peirce. An icon resembles the sign. A photograph of someone or a sketch of someone could be described as an iconic sign. It physically resembles the thing it represents. It might also include words where the sound of the word resembles the thing it represents. In an index, there is a direct link between the sign and the object. Smoke is an index of fire and a tail is an index of a dog. Traffic signs are index signs. They have a direct link to the physical reality, such as a junction or a sharp turn. Symbols are signs that have no logical connection between the sign and what it means. They rely exclusively on the reader having learned the connection between the sign and its meaning. The letters of the alphabet are symbolic signs whose meanings we have learned. Flags or emblems are symbols too. Film and television use all three forms: icon in sound and image, symbol in speech and writing, and index, which is the effect of what is filmed. Iconic signs dominate, although some filmic signs are fairly arbitrary, such as the transition dissolve. In film, the signifier and signified are almost identical, according to James Monaco. Peirce also introduces the concept of constraint and motivation. The more a signifier is constrained by the signified, the more motivated the sign is. Iconic signs are highly motivated, as the words and the object are virtually the same. Symbolic signs are unmotivated. The less motivated the sign, the more learning of an agreed convention is required. Another important concept is paradigm and syntagm. A paradigm is a set of associated signs which are all members of a defining category, but in which each sign is different. In language, the vocabulary is one paradigm, and in grammatical paradigms, nouns, verbs, etc. are paradigms. In films, there may be different types of transitions, which are paradigms. While paradigm is about choice of words or tools, a syntagm is an orderly combination of interacting signs, which forms a meaningful whole, often called a chain. Such combinations are made within a framework of rules and conventions. Words, sentences made of different words, paragraphs made of different sentences are examples of syntagm. The clothes we wear are a syntagm made up of the individual garments. We'll now discuss the concept of metaphor, metonyms, and synecdoche. Where we substitute one word or image in a sequence for another, we can transfer the characteristics of one object to another. This use of metaphor is very common in advertisements. It applies when there are two consecutive shots and the second one functions in a comparative way with the first. For example, a shot of a car followed by that of a cheetah. Metonymy involves the invocation of an idea or object through the use of an associated detail. The crown, for example, invokes monarchy. In film, metonymy can be applied to an object that is visibly present but which represents another subject to which it is related but which is absent. Metonymy appears more natural than metaphor. Synecdoche is a form of metonymy in which a part stands for the whole or vice versa. For example, a policeman stands for the law. Many of the old clichés of films are synecdochic. Close shots of marching feet to represent an army, for example. However, it is not easy to make a sharp distinction between metonymy and synecdoche. We'll now discuss Roland Barthes' different orders of signification. In the 1960s, Roland Barthes developed Saussure's ideas so that we could consider the part played by the reader in the exchange between themselves and the content. Barthes believed there was a significant role to be played by the reader in the process of reading meaning. Denotation is the first order of signification. It refers to the physical reality of the object that is signified. In other words, a photograph of a woman denotes or represents a woman. Connotation is regarded as the second level of significance. It is arbitrary as the meanings brought to the image are based on rules or conventions that the reader has learned. The consistent use of soft focus, for example, in film and advertising, connotes sentimental. These conventions vary from one culture to another. Myths, the third level of signification, were the result of meaning generated by the groups in society who have control of the language and the media. Modern myths are built around notions of masculinity and femininity, the signs of what is success and what is failure, and what is good health. It privileges certain meanings. Thanks for staying along, friends. As usual, it was a delight having you here. I'll be back with another video very soon. Till then, have a great time.